Okay, so this isn't something that I ordinarily would do. I'm a little hesitant actually with the way that I have it, but I kind of need to have the screen in order for this to make my point. So, I wish there was a way to privatize somebody's picture. I don't know if there's a way to blur. Um, but it hardly matters what person's name it is contacting me. This is not meant to target anyone. I'm not typically one to share conversations, and actually I care less about what this person is saying than I do about how I'm reacting to it. So I reached out to a person, as I commonly do. I'm sorry, I didn't actually introduce this properly because I am so stressed out. And I think my daughter said it was going to be
episode 25.
episode 25. But if not, I would just kind of call this a review of what maybe I can't do. And I might call this trying to survive between heaven and hell. When I say heaven, I mean parts of heaven, slices of heaven on earth. And so I reach out to people because I honestly struggle about 50% of the time with wanting to end my life, at least. And when I struggle with that, it's generally I will think about legal aspects of it in ways where I can ascertain it in places like Switzerland that have legal and assisted suicide. I am sorry if that is too stressful for somebody. There's a lot of stress in this world, so I get it. And if you need to walk away, go ahead and do that. There will be a strong trigger warning put on this if I post it. Anyhow, so I talked to this person, talked to them about what was going on in my own life and their life. Pretty rough go. We're both in a group together on autophagy and fasting, and this person has been affected largely, as I have, by post viral complications, as well as some other stuff. I'm not going to go into somebody else's private business other than that. It's not appropriate. But I do feel it's appropriate to say my stuff. So I was asked, "Are you okay?" This is common. People will come to me that barely know me, and you can see kind of, even if you don't see much else, you can see a lot of hearts. And then I kind of walked away because I had to for self preservation. Like it was mandatory. And here's my own recording. Hi there. I was just thinking about you. Yeah, I am. I'm having like I don't know if you get this or not, but I'm having chills and um I woke up in sweats again, second day in a row. And so I know what it is, I mean, I know what's going on, I guess. This viral effects from uh, COVID, I suppose, and Epstein Barr, and then all my other illness. But I don't know. It's just tough. But I'm sorry I didn't write. In fact, I was just listening to an Indian doctor. She's an American doctor, but of Indian descent. Her name is Dr. Ramani. And I was trying to do something to distract myself. I'm so anxious. Okay, so you can hear me saying here, I'm anxious, I'm not well. I'm being polite. I'm saying, yeah, I'm okay, not really. I'm okay, not okay. Okay, my situation's not, it's dire, really. I've been sick for 30 years plus. So I think that rivals 8 months. I'm sorry if this seems rude or impolite to do, but I'm tired. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm complaining too. I'm not. I just don't feel good. And I wasn't complaining. So, as I usually get, I will get a cursory comment about my struggles, but then it will move on into the other person's struggle as it did. And thank you. It's okay though. I'm okay. I mean, I've been and I'm okay with actually worse shape than this. So and I appreciate you asking. And it occurred to me that you've had that a lot going on, and I don't want to stress you out. I'm still standing or sitting. Um, I would ask you how you are, but I know it's a daily struggle, so when I say that, it's a cursory thing, kind of like to just to check in and that type of thing. Okay, what that means is I know that you can't say you're good, and I don't necessarily want to hear all the bad stuff. So I'm just kind of checking in with you to say hello and try to provide some sort of communication and contact during such a rough time. Okay, because we're still on the earth. We're not dead, right? Huh. My daughter agrees. And I'm trying to stay here. I'm trying to stay in this world, in a world that's been very tough for me, that I feel is throwing me out at times. That is too weird. It's surreal. But I'm hanging in there. So this person just goes right along to talk about her problems. And I'm not going to keep going here, but I feel it's okay for me to. That's the hardest thing, is the mental stuff along with the physical stuff, I think. It's just very difficult. And I do need to send you an email from my email with a couple of things for you, particularly that Charlie thing. And I have just, I'm hoping maybe when I wake or when I get a moment, I'll do that, no matter what moment it is. Okay, so you understand that I'm ill, but I'm prioritizing somebody else's situation. No one would do this. Okay, if this was reversed, she wouldn't come in here and do this. No one would. It's not just her, it's not specifically her. People preserve themselves. There are very few people who are going to, while they're drenched in sweat, and I was. Both times are going to continue to talk to you. You're lucky if you get a person like me. You should get down and give thanks to God, even if you don't believe in God, when you get a person to listen to you. I'm continually trying to think of ways that might help some of this mental anguish. And one of the only ways I know of is to communicate back and forth, and even though it's not perfect, and just share ideas and, because there's always, I'm in a bad place. So if I can say this, it's probably more true. There seems to be always something else that I haven't done. No matter what crossroads I come to, and I've been to a lot of bad ones. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just being overly optimistic. I just kind of feel like I'm here right now, and I have to try. And I have a lot of problems. But hey, do you have like internal vibrations or buzzing? I can't remember if I asked you that. So really, in the beginning of this, what I wanted to do is just say hello, and yes, I know you're struggling. I need some time. I'm having complications myself in my illness. I'm having an inflammatory response in my brain, neck, central nervous system, body. I'm in agony. Cut me some slack. But as soon as I can, I will get to it. And do you relate to the symptom? And yes, she did too much. And that's a symptom that's doing her in. It's causing her to want to end her life. Now, I asked, right? But I also did say I was sick in the beginning, something that I don't think was recognized and ever is recognized by very many people who are listening to me. Maybe one or two recognize it. My daughter recognizes it. I have a friend who I think recognizes a little bit more in me now. A friend or two. But most people don't. And they keep coming to me with stuff. And I can't. My little body can't handle anymore. It causes an inflammatory state. So I'm a healer of sorts. I'm a healer that takes on everyone else's pain and kind of eats it, and then it just makes me really, really sick. It does. And it causes me undying pain and fatigue. And it's not right. Okay. And so I'm just saying, like this person wanted me to give her some information. And, she told me then about this program in Switzerland, which I've been aware of for years. It's a program that I wanted to use. I asked someone to accompany me to Switzerland. I told my own herbalist, if this doesn't work, I will be leaving this earth through Switzerland's program. He was so shocked. I had written it down on a piece of paper that I needed a special formula I had heard about from one of his overly dramatic patients that had called it the suicide formula. He had no such formula and was quite shocked to see it.
It was.
Because the person was just dramatizing. I'm sorry to say it, but she was.
They came up with that, right?
Ironically, this person works for the CDC. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying, I mean, if the shoe fits, right? So, this person wasn't particularly helpful with me in terms of I mean, she's not happy, so she's not going to be able to, but she didn't just not help me, she actually hurt me. I tried to share some of my writing that I had done to bring hope, but it just kept going back to her needs. And the thing is, I already had stated that I was going to send this information, and I did. I did. And I just I feel kind of misunderstood. And I also feel like I am tired of trying to explain to people things that I feel like and I'm not talking about this person now. I'm going to actually probably stop that and I'll just move into a different, I don't even know if I can do that. I'll just, maybe I can close this tab out. But my point is here. Actually, I'll just try to go to a different area.
I can probably cover the tab if you want.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's a way to do that. I don't know if that really does much because it's shared as a tab,
Oops. That's not what I meant to do. I don't know what you're wanting open.
Okay, it doesn't matter. That's fine. I don't even know if it will share that. So my point being here that I don't want to continue to try to explain to people that should have known from the last 10, 11 years plus the treatments that I've been going through, how hard my life has been, the abyss that I have traveled to, the abyss that I have come out of at times. I don't want to explain it anymore. I don't want to explain to people why I cannot get the vaccine. I'm not interested anymore. Anybody who cannot understand why I wouldn't want to get a vaccine like this has got to have a problem with the brain. The reason I say that is because even if you are completely pro vaccine, you still have to be able to look at other people's positions. And my position right now is a position where I started out with viral complications, with long term infectious issues and chronic toxicity in my body of multiple forms, particularly psychological toxicity. And I don't see where somebody coming and injecting a new type of technology or new type of vaccine, whatever you want to call it, you choose the name, and put into my body for sure when I already am having weird panic and weird symptoms in my body. Starting around October of 2020, it was the worst. I saw some back in August, a reactivation of some of my symptoms and twitching. So it's hard for me to say. But by October, I was having massive sweating from my underarms. It didn't have chills with it, but my shirts were drenched. And I couldn't talk to anyone, which was really odd. Anyone who knows me knows that does not like me. Even just now hearing me, that's weird that I couldn't talk. I could only talk to one person online, and that was my therapist. Everybody else, even then, I'd have anxiety when we split, my therapist and me. But everybody else, it was horrible. Horrible. So I'm kind of, if people don't want to understand, perhaps they shouldn't. What? Just don't. I mean, look, some of us don't believe in a system that's lying. Is that possible? Like if you have a system that has mistreated you forever and ever and ever, a medical system, you're not going to just all of a sudden believe in it, right? Furthermore, if you see a system that's not functioning properly or up to par, if you see a system where the people aren't willing to go, Maybe something we're doing is wrong. Like maybe we're not adequately screening our own system. We're not adequately having controls. We're not looking when people are complaining about symptoms and side effects that are going on. It's hard for the rest of us to then have faith, you know. Even people like I'm not saying he's complete. I completely agree with him, but Dr. Vinay Prasad, who is a pretty prominent physician and I think public policy figure, as far as I'm concerned, he's given a lot of input. He's spent a lot of time talking about it, and even he says the CDC lied recently, talking about how masks were. What was the word, Sarah? It was an unusual word.
Equipoise?
Equipoise. How there
I
was
think
no
so.
equipoise in order to, I think, conduct research. There's, by the way, you can go watch his video, but plenty of equipoise. And so, I don't want to take on these questions that are controversial, even though I am. I'm taking them on by telling you that you need to really either listen deeply or, unfortunately, take the other alternative, which is what my friend Bear told me to tell people. And that means you need to STFU. And I think you can figure what out that means. I also have said SATFAU. Need to shut the fuck up. Okay. We'll see whether this goes. I might even re record it. It depends on what happens. It's long.